A biblical perspective on life, culture and current events. This is 2020 on Vision.
Well, this Sunday is Mother's Day, and it is a special time of year when the Australian Mother of the Year is announced. And it is our special honour and privilege to be able to bring the formal announcement today here on Vision. Both the Australian Mother of the Year and the Australian Grandmother of the Year. And since 1994, there's been an Australian Mother of the Year Awards. Family Voice Australia has taken over the Mother of the Year responsibility, and we have two special guests joining us in the studio. Peter Downie, the National CEO of Family Voice Australia. Peter, welcome along.
Thank you very much, Neil. It's wonderful to be here, and we thank you very much and Vision for being part of this and being here to break the announcement.
And also Andrew McColl, the Family Voice Australia Queensland State Director. Andrew, a special welcome along to you.
Good morning, Neil, and good morning, listeners.
And let me come to you, Peter, the National Director of Family Voice Australia. You know, some might be thinking that the role of mothers is somehow underappreciated. The significance of recognising mothers and grandmothers. What's your thoughts around that?
Yes, Neil, that's very interesting. We've just had an election, as most people would know, and I'd sort of suggest do people want more government in their lives? The answer is probably no. And do people want more left-wing media in their lives? And the answer to that's probably no. I'm sure they want more Vision radio, that's for sure. And various other things that people wouldn't want in their lives. But we do have a lot of problems out there, Neil, and some of those need to be fixed up. And the solution is having responsible individuals, having functioning families, and having churches that are doing their role in preaching the gospel and taking social action. Where's the centre of all this, Neil? It's mothers.
Mothers, that's right. The hand that rocks the cradle. It's a very significant theme. Mothers have a very, very important role.
Absolutely, Neil. Yeah, no, I completely agree. So that's what we're here to celebrate today. Mothers, yes, they may be a little bit appreciated. I'm probably guilty of that myself. But we're here to appreciate them today.
Well, we'll get into the appreciation in just a few moments, but first the Christian Foundation of Family Voice Australia, so well known. And let me come to you, Andrew McColl. If we're talking a biblical Christian foundation for where we might think mothers are centred in our thinking, the value of mothers and grandmothers, how do you respond?
Well, we do find in Scripture, Neil, lots and lots of teaching about mothers and lots of examples of mothers. I mean, Mary was probably the most famous mother because she was a mother of Jesus, but there are actually lots of women in the Bible who took it very seriously, their role as a mother of children. We find in the book of Exodus chapter 6 that Moses' mother was named Jochebed, and knowing that Pharaoh wanted to exterminate all the Hebrew baby boys, we find in Exodus 2 that Jochebed engaged with Moses' elder sister Miriam in an elaborate and deceptive plan to protect this latest male addition to her family, so that while Jochebed nursed and raised Moses, he was adopted by Pharaoh's daughter right under Pharaoh's nose, and he became her son. So what does this show us today? Well, just as Jochebed protected her baby son using a wicker basket to conceal him, every mother and every parent needs to be paying attention to the facts and threats of life around them and acting protectively for the children God gives them. So this is always essential. And we know from Matthew chapter 2 that Herod was enraged when the wise men that had visited him didn't return to tell him where the baby Jesus was, so he tried to kill every male child under 2. But God spoke to Joseph in a dream and directed Joseph and Mary to flee with Jesus to Egypt. So we have these cases where these ladies in the Bible had to take very protective care of their children. And this is the case that we even face today.
Protection and nurture, one of those developed sets of skills that mothers have to have
Yes.
to ensure their children survive and to grow up as citizens, we might even say citizens under God, and then the best citizens of a nation. Let me just ask you, before we make the announcement, the eligibility criteria for the Mother of the Year awards. Andrew, what is it that makes a Mother of the Year a contender for this award?
Well, of course, we have hundreds of thousands of women that have children every year in Australia, and we thank the Lord for each one of them. But we had to come up with a short list of ladies who we thought might be really standing out in some capacity, who are doing something really unusually great and special. And so that's how we had our short list kind of narrowed down, Neil. We said, well, this lady's done great, and this lady's done great, but this one, she's done something extra special that's really worthy of our recognition today.
Well, let's come to the announcement part of this morning's program. Peter Downie is National Director. Peter, would you like to make the announcement of the Australian Mother of the Year?
I would do, Neil, thank you. And so the very special Mother of the Year that we've selected, her name is Kerry Hogg, and she's with us today, and she may say something later on.
She will. Have you got something of Kerry's story?
Yeah, so Kerry had 4 boys of her own, but she didn't hesitate to take on another 4 children in her home and raise those who were her nieces and nephews, and provided a loving home for them, and they were fairly traumatised before they came to Kerry, but Kerry's got them happy and enjoying life and school, and it's all such a joy to see.
And Kerry is joining us. Kerry, a special congratulations to you as the 2025 Australian Mother of the Year.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Kerry, when you get a recognition like this, what does that do for your resolve being a mother? Your own 4 children, took on 4 more. That means 8 children to raise. What does this mean to the resolve that you might have and even the encouragement to other mothers?
I think anyone in my position would have done the same thing. These kids needed the extra help. So me and my husband discussed it, and we put our hand up and we took them all on so they were together, because at the time of taking them on, they were all separate and no siblings should grow up apart. So that's what we did.
When we think about protection and nurture, is this something you feel gifted to do? Is motherhood a gift? How do you see motherhood?
100% a gift. A lot of, I know a few people that obviously really want babies and are struggling to have babies or can't have babies. So for me to have 4 and then take on another 4, I'm very privileged. Very, very privileged.
How involved with your local community are you in Wangara in WA?
Well, I've literally just started a new job doing education support at a South Balladura primary school. So I'm now working with other kids as well as the 8 I have at home. So
we'll talk to you some more very shortly, Kerry, but we've got another second announcement to make, and I'll come back to Peter Downie, the Australian Grandmother of the Year.
Yes, so we have a wonderful recipient of this award, and her name is Dr. Padma Solomon. And she had 4 children of her own, and she now has 3 grandchildren. Now, she was a doctor in India, but there was some riots, and they lost everything. And they've come to Australia in 1984 and had to start again. She had to do studies, and which she did. And then she worked for the next 26 years, and she received special awards, Australia Day Medal in 1994. She was the Registrar General of the hospital in Adelaide. And she's also a prayer warrior, and she's lived a wonderful life, Neil.
And we don't have Padma to be able to respond personally, but we have been able to have her son Daniel as also a doctor. Daniel, a special welcome along to you.
Thank you very much.
Daniel, your mum, she's older now. She's not so well. She's a little frail. Can you describe for us how you see her recognition now as the Australian Grandmother of the Year?
Yeah, she's very happy and honoured to receive this award. And she's been an incredible mother. As one of her 4 sons, I can say, I can't believe anyone could be better than my mum. She's worked till she was 84 years old to support us and help us go through high school and university. And also she's had an incredible influence on her 3 grandchildren as well.
When your mother has gone through the sorts of turmoil that she went through in her home nation, the sort of resilience that is encouraged and nurtured in a life, how do you feel like that passes down to you as her son and really onto your children, her grandchildren? What does that do when you know your mother has been courageous and resilient to resist all sorts of things that might have, for ordinary people, might have torn them to pieces?
Yeah, it's been excellent to observe how she's dealt with these. And, Christ has been the center of her life. And I think without God, I don't think she could have achieved all these things. And I guess the Bible says, with Christ, we can do all things. And that's probably been her key motto, that despite the challenges and difficulties, she's really felt that God's been with her and helped her through that. And as a son and nephews, grandchildren, they've observed that, and we've observed that. And we've tried to take on those characteristics and try and emulate her in many ways, yeah.
The two of you hold on the line there. Just wonderful to be able to make the announcement today of the Mother of the Year and the Grandmother of the Year. And in the studio with me, our 2 special guests, Peter Downie, the National Director of Family Voice Australia, and also Andrew McColl, who's the State Director for the State of Queensland for Family Voice Australia. If I come back to you again, Andrew McColl, when we talk about the importance of mothers in a child's development, this is right at the heart of where Family Voice is at. You're called Family Voice Australia. Family's important. Mothers are central to that.
Well, they certainly are central to that. They not only bear the children, carry the child in their womb for 9 months, but they have such a role in educating children, and that can be by direct instruction in terms of teaching, but also just by the example of their life. When a child grows up with a mother who is determined to follow Jesus and wants her example to be evident to all, that is a walking, talking example of Jesus, whether it's father or mother or anybody else. So we often don't figure that highly, that role, but actually when children are around their mother and father for hundreds and hundreds of hours in their childhood years, observing, listening, noting attitude, noting motivation, noting responses to what might be frustrations or difficulties, they get to see what mum or dad is really like. And in the case of mothers with their children, the Bible has a lot to say about their role and does actually call them a teacher in numbers of places in Scripture. I think it's at least 5 or 6 places, and most of those are in the book of Proverbs. So it's important to understand that every mother, whether she's got university qualifications or not, has a powerful teaching role with her children. Very important.
Let me come back to our winner of the Australian Mother of the Year award. Kerry Hogg in Wangara in Western Australia is the winner. Kerry, if I can ask you about being a mother, when you're nominated for this and you're now announced as the winner, there's always a temptation to just be a little humble about that. But I'm wondering what inspiration you might have for other mothers who might be feeling like they're doing it pretty tough right now. Everything's not easy. There's a cost of living crisis going on. There's a challenge. There's like a cultural revolution and our values are at risk. And I'm wondering whether you've got some insight as to how your faith makes a difference to your motherhood and for inspiration for other mothers listening?
Just keep going. Tomorrow's a new day. Just keep going. Just believe that it's going to get better. That's all I do.
And you're a part of a local church in Western Australia?
Yes.
And you take your kids, I guess, to church, and your extra 4 children, your nieces and nephews, do they sort of tag along? I mean, I'm just assuming life is not easy when you've got 8 kids and you're raising them. Can you give us a little snapshot of what the family looks like? Because I'm not sure of their ages and those sorts of things. Give us a little snapshot of these 8 that you've raised.
Well, I've got my 4 boys. They're 17, 15, 13 and 12. 11. And then I've got the 4 little ones that are 9, 8, 7 and 4. So a very big age difference, but they all seem to get along most days, but they're like siblings now. So there's a lot of fighting over cereal bowls and which chair they want to sit in and all that sort of stuff. So it's very full on with that sort of stuff.
I'm inclined to call you a child wrangler because you no doubt have to wrangle all those kids from 17 down to just toddlers, basically. Is there some sort of resource, role model or inspiration that you draw on to be able to face each day, to equip you with some skills to be able to handle the challenges of all those kids?
A lot would probably go to my mum. She passed away in 2023, and then 2 months later I took on the kids. So a lot comes from my mum raised me, my brother and my sister, and she was very loving and caring and cuddles and kisses. And, you know, at the end of the day, you've only got family. Family's got your back, family you can rely on. So that's what you make your world around is your family. So that's what I do a lot of that with my lot. So,
passing on that baton, passing the flame to the next generation, this is a part of what motherhood does, passing on your values to your family. Is there any special hint or tip you might be able to think of about how those family values pass from you to your own family?
Just telling them to pass it on. Like, as I said, my mum used to tell us that your family's all you've got, and that's what I've told my kids, and my boys will then go and the little ones that I've taken on, they all say it now too, that family's everything. We've always got each other. So,
and oftentimes it falls to a mother to remind her family that family is everything and family the most valuable thing that we hold. Congratulations once again to you, Kerry Hogg, and we'll say congratulations to Dr. Padma Solomon, who no doubt is listening, but her son Daniel has appeared this morning on her behalf. She's not able to appear with us. Before I sign off on this segment, let me ask about nominations for next year's Mother of the Year award. I know there'll be listeners thinking, I know some mothers who are really, really top-notch, wonderful role models and resilient, strong women, just like our winners today. Is this, when do nominations open, Andrew McColl?
Well, this time next year, well, obviously not quite this time because now it's being announced, but if you go about a fortnight earlier, we throw that open. So a fortnight before the May the 8th, which is our date today, of course, we like to say to people, look, if you've got someone that's a mother or a grandmother and you think she's been doing a really admirable role in those positions, by all means let us know and give us this lady's name and telephone number and your details about why you think she's one of those people who could be awarded something for being a great mother or a great grandmother. Well,
I'm excited that it is a prestigious award that's being announced today. Come back to Peter Downie for a few moments. Peter, a final word from you, the impact of mothers on home, on their workplaces, wider through their community, in their local church. What's your word of encouragement to mothers and the role that they have? And hearing that there's been some wonderful recognitions today, what's your encouragement to women and mothers today?
Well, women and mothers, I couldn't probably put it better than Kerry. Yeah, they need to keep going, keep trusting the Lord, keep praying for your family, love them, hug them, kiss them, and bring up a good generation for Jesus.
We know it's not easy, but keep going. The words of wisdom today from the new Australian Mother of the Year, Kerry Hogg. Kerry, congratulations. To Padma Solomon, congratulations. To our guests in the studio today, Peter Downie and Andrew McColl, thank you for being with us today on 2020.
Thank you,
Thank you, Neil.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.